welcome back. I'm the Smithy D, and today we're back with another episode of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. In this episode we will be doing a buy or not to buy. This is going to be an in-depth review, but not just any review, it's going to be a hybrid Smithy D review. So please bear with me guys, as I have not done a review on this game yet. If you've clicked on the video to find if Rex is worth paying for, then yes, I'll tell you that straight now, he is definitely worth purchasing. But I'm sure that you already knew that before clicking on this video. But if you bear with me, I will go through a detailed review on Rex and I will tell you why he's worth purchasing, and I will also explain what he brings to this meta and what he's going to bring onto the next predicted meta after Empire and Rebels are finished. If you're in between decisions on purchasing Rex and purchasing those all important shards to unlock him and take him to a 7-star, or if you just wanted to know more information about your character, this video is definitely for you. So sit back, enjoy, and without further ado, CT7567, known as Rex. Rex is loaded out with a basic, 2 specials and a leader ability. Rex's basic impeding shot deals physical damage to the target enemy and removes 25% turn meter. So like most in this game, that he deals physical damage with his basic, but with the addition that he can remove 25% turn meter. This basic can work well in the pit, but bear in mind you're going to have some very good potency mods on Rex. The first special that Rex has is called Squad Discipline. Squad Discipline dispels all negative status effects on all allies and grants them tenacity up for 3 turns. Clone allies gain 60% turn meter, plus an additional 10% turn meter for each effect dispelled this way, and other allies gain half that amount. So considering Rex is one of 3 that is able to dispel for an entire squad, the other 2 characters being Admiral Akbar, so he's going to fit more in Rebels, and you've also got Ewok Alder. Squad Discipline is ideal for tenacity up, extra turn meter to your squad, and cleansing them debuffs. If you didn't already know, at the moment and where the game is heading, it's going to be Rebels and Empire meta. Then I foresee after that it's going to be a Republic Separatist / Jedi and Sith. Even that alone makes Rex worth the investment. Subdue is Rex's second special. It deals physical damage to the target enemy plus bonus damage equal to 20% of the target's maximum health. This move used correctly versus a tank can do quite a lot of damage. Brothers in Arms is Rex's leader ability. Clone allies gain 20% max health and other allies gain half that amount. In addition, whenever an ally suffers a critical hit, all clone allies gain 15% turn meter and other allies gain half that amount. So this leader ability is an anti-crit leadership. Lando is really going to be sorry when hitting his AoE against a Rex leadership. What we know, Rex has a special that is an anti-debuff meta Empire. He's also going to provide tenacity up 3 turns, and he's also going to give his squad turn meter every time he uses his first special. His leadership ability is going to give health to the characters in the squad, with an addition every time they receive a critical hit. They're going to gain more turn meter, making Rex the anti of the anti meta. So that's against Rebels, that's against Empire. The big question on everybody's mind is, when will Rex go farmable? The answer to that is who knows. It could be next week, it could be next month, it could even be next year. So let's discuss synergies with Rex. So Anakin is a very good example of a synergy with Rex. Always on the offensive is Anakin's leader ability, which provide Jedi and clone allies 30% offense and 20% critical damage, and all other allies gain half that amount. Whenever an ally is evaded, they gain advantage for 2 turns. So it's definitely a viable option that if you wanted to go on the offense, you could use Anakin and Rex would fit right in there. Plo Koon is another great character that has synergy with Rex. Charge is Plo Koon's special. All allies gain defense up for 4 turns. Clone and Jedi allies gain 50% turn meter, and other allies gain half that amount. For anyone that has Cody, the 212 is one of Cody's specials. Call all clone allies and 1 random ally to assist. These assists deal 40% less damage each time an assist scores a critical hit, reduce the cooldown ability by 1. Cody also has a leadership ability called Ghost Company Commander. Clone allies gain 25% critical chance, and other allies gain half that amount. Cody gains 50% defense for each living clone ally. Clone Sergeant Phase 1. Clone Sergeant Phase 1 has a unique ability called Concentrated Fire. Phase 1 gains 4.5% critical chance for each living clone ally. In addition, has plus 10% critical damage and a fence up for 2 turns whenever he critically hits. CT-5555, known as Fives, is one of the most popular tanks in this game. Fives combined fire deals physical damage to the target enemy and calls a random ally to assist. If the assistant ally is a clone, both attackers deal 75% more damage. It comes with a leader ability called Veteran Clone Trooper. Clone allies gain 65 defense and other allies gain half that amount. CT-210408, also known as Echo. Follow-up is Echo's Unique. Whenever another ally uses a basic ability during their turn, Echo has a 30% chance to assist, dealing 40% less damage. This assist chance is doubled if the attacking ally is a clone. By the Book is Echo's second unique ability. Clone allies recover 7% of their max health whenever they use a basic ability. This effect can't trigger more than once before their next turn and is disabled if Echo is defeated. This is really where the meta is going to shift. So this brings me on to General Kenobi. General Kenobi's leader ability is called the 212th Attack Battalion Commander. Jedi and clone allies gain 30% max health and 70% defense. Jedi uses a healing special ability. All other allies at full health are called to assist, dealing 50% less damage. When a clone ally uses a special ability, they gain a buff attacker, advantage, support, stealth, tank, taunt, and this is for 1 turn. Just an example here of what he's going to bring to Rex. So if you can imagine a team where General Kenobi is the leader, you've got Anakin to the left, and the right of him you've got Ahsoka Tano. Ahsoka Tano is going to gain the crit immunity from Anakin at the start of the round. You're also going to have behind them, you're going to have Rex, and you're also going to have Five. You can imagine the synergy they're going to have, or even you could even take out Fives and replace him with Plo Koon. I can see General Kenobi changing the meta, and the meta is going to be the return of the Jedis and the return of the clones. This right there is putting 2 meta lifetime on Rex. By all means, it could change and Rex may not be viable, but the question you've got to ask yourself in a Republic Jedi and Clone Squad, where would Rex not be viable? And to be honest, the synergy is only going to grow. If you can imagine that if they brought out characters that are more Jedi or they brought out more clone, you can imagine the world is Rex's oyster. Rex has some great synergy going for him. He can be used standalone or in a squad of clones or Jedi. Coming up next, we're going to be discussing the 3 characters that can cause Rex some issues. These characters are meta characters, but before we do that, we're going to have a small ad break. Please feel free to skip the ad. At this moment in time, I would say there is 3 characters that can cause issues for Rex. TIE Fighter Pilot is quicker than Rex without any mods, and modded correctly, he will still be quicker than Rex. TIE Fighter Pilot has an AoE special called TIE Strike. TIE Strike deals physical damage to all enemies with an 80% chance to inflict buff immunity for 2 turns, inflict ability blocked on the primary target for 1 turn. If Rex is ability blocked, he will not be able to use squad discipline. The silver lining to that, of course, is once you have a General Kenobi lead, the TIE Fighter Pilot will not be able to ability block 2 characters now, making Rex or General Kenobi free to use their ability. The other threat that I find to Rex is B2 Super Battle Droid. A lot tend to use Rex for his turn meter at the start of the opening battle, but when versing a B2 Super Battle Droid, he has the ability to clear any positive status effects. That also includes any tenacity up. B2 Super Battle Droid's special AoE is called Mowdown. It deals physical damage to all enemies and dispels all positive status effects on them, with a 65% chance to also inflict buff immunity for 2 turns. This is more of a 50-50 flip of the coin. It all depends if you put squad discipline up first. you will have to wait until B2 fires off his mowdown, then use squad discipline, or if you use squad discipline to gain that turn meter first, then your team's going to be in a little bit of trouble because he will be able to use mowdown and dispel all that tenacity up and put some buff blocks on your characters. Baze Malbus, the newest addition to the SWGOH family. This character right here is in the heart of the meta. Unload is his first special ability. It deals physical damage to all enemies and dispel all buffs on them. Empire enemies and enemies who are not buffed take bonus damage equal to 25% of their max health. So as you can imagine, a character like this to a character like Rex is definitely going to cause him some issues. His second special is called Fierce Reprisal. It deals physical damage to the target enemy and dispel all buffs on them. For each buff dispelled, it inflicts the opposite debuff, if any, for 2 turns. There are still other characters out there like Ventress and Echo that can still cause Rex some issues. The only difference is at the moment they are not meta and they are not well used in the arena. I was on the fence for it for a long while, not sure if I should pay those crystals to unlock him or wait until he becomes farmable. Month after month I waited and he still wasn't farmable. My biggest regret is that I didn't farm Rex sooner. If you are going to purchase Rex from the shipment store, bear in mind this can take you a couple of months or more depending on the amount of refreshes you put into that shipment store. You can also get Rex from the Chromium packs. Bear in mind you may be able to drop a 4-star Rex, and you can also get shards from this pack and any clone packs that have Rex shards in them. Bear in mind this is a lottery and you may get some shards and you may not get any. In my opinion, Rex is one of the 2 characters that I would say is definitely worth the money. Rex has some great synergy with a lot of characters, that's Jedis, that's clone, and there could be a lot of future characters that will bring more synergy to Rex. He can cleanse your squad of debuffs and he can also provide tenacity up for your entire team with some turn meter. His leader ability is also an anti-crit, so whenever himself or another ally receive a critical hit, all members of your squad receive some turn meter. All this makes Rex a must buy, and if you're not going to buy him, he definitely needs to be part of your top farmable priority list once he does become farmable for the free to play. Thank you very much for watching my video today. Please comment below if you've enjoyed this. If you liked my style of how I've done this review, then please smash that like button and let me know. This was my first review, and depending on the feedback and how well this video does will decide if I do any future reviews. I can also do reviews like this on farmable characters and call it to farm or not to farm. So make sure you are liking and sharing this video, and most of all, if you haven't subscribed, please definitely do that now. I would also like to say a big thank you to Whiplash for making this possible. Without him and his help, I wouldn't be in the situation today of having Rex. I'm the Smithy D. May the Force be with you always.